Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday, and I'm going to get you guys up on screen instantly to see who is in the house tonight. Linda, and it goes through too quickly, Tammy, Deborah, Daisy, Key of Light, Laura, Laurie, Robert, Bob, Cindy, Bonnie, Celeste, Neil moderating in there, Corey, Karen as well, Robert, Shanta of the North, and Bob again, and Mary V. Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today and, well, tonight, technically here, very early in the morning. It's just gone midnight, so yeah, really early in the morning. Only 7 minutes into the morning here in the UK, but good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is where you are. I hope you've had a good start to the week. The news here from the UK is that we're going to be getting really cold again for some reason, and in some places it's back down to -11, and it's not too bad here at the moment. I think around about freezing, but it is going to be getting colder. So yeah, I think at this time of the year it should be starting to get a little bit warmer, but it's going to be going the opposite way. So yeah, cold days are coming again, but that's the bonus of doing the videos and the live streams inside, is because I'm fully heated and the room is fully heated, so therefore I am heated and not getting cold, which is good. Big shout out to the moderators, as we saw Neil going through there, and Carla as well, Susan and Dennis, Laurie. Big thank you to you guys for doing such a fantastic job in that live chat room. So tonight we're going to just be doing much of the same that we do on the live streams. We're going to be having a pick roulette later on. I think just one picture for tonight, and we'll see what else happens throughout the live stream. Maybe I'll do that question thing where I type in the live chat room just in case we want to have any questions, or you guys want to ask any questions and I can address those. We will be having the cover as well, which I can see that at the moment Parisian Walkways has 52% of the vote. So if you want to hear that, just keep on clicking on that. I think you only get one vote though, so you can just click on it once. And the other song is Miles Away by Winger. Obviously it's my version of either of those two songs, so vote for that at the top of the live chat room. So while that goes on, we sometimes have, this is something that I did say that we'd have tonight from Saturday, because we didn't have time for it on Saturday, but we will put a fill tune in the live stream tonight. I don't know when that's going to happen, but we will shoehorn it in somewhere, and I'm not sure whether one got specifically requested over on Patreon. I can go and have a look at some point. In fact, I can click on the Patreon post now and have a little scroll down, because usually it's just requests for a fill tune. Just having a little look, and I don't think there's one in particular. From just looking very quickly, it's just asking for a fill tune. So yeah, I'll pick one of those at random a little bit later on. And we have the donations as well. I always say that you don't have to donate, but if you can't resist, then I think it's important that people know that we have, for the donations, YouTube takes between 35 and 45% through the Super Chat window, and PayPal takes between 3 and 5%, and there's a PayPal link in the description below. But like I said, just tuning in is fantastic. Maybe hitting the thumbs up. Introducing yourself in the live chat room, that's also good, because then if you become a regular viewer, we'll get to know each other and know each other's usernames. And the good thing is that sometimes when we're looking at a picture, you only know the person from the username, but then we actually get to see the person in real life up on screen. And if you want to upload any merch pictures that you have, all that kind of stuff, head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. If you are a Facebook user, just head over there, click on join, and you can join in the conversation over there. And that's where a lot of the live chat room hang out between live streams, but that's also the place where you can upload pictures, and then I will be linked to those by Laura. So yeah, thank you for that, Laura. Right, let's get the names of my patrons up on screen, because they make this all possible in the first place. You know who you are. And I mean, their names are going across the live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday, because they do literally make the live streams possible, the analysis videos possible, everything that I've done in the past possible. So that'll be all the cover videos, interviews, all that kind of stuff. So you know who you are. Just a huge thank you to everyone over on Patreon. And if you want to get involved yourselves, head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. And there we go. Like I always say, it's the foundation of everything that I do, and the foundation of the channel here on YouTube is over at patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. And you can message me directly over there if you've got a question or anything else that you want to ask about, then you can do. So the latest video on the channel was myself explaining a little bit about pitch correction and auto-tune and how they're not strictly effects. And effects is what I very much emphasize on that video, that pitch correction and auto-tune are almost affects, but even though they're not referred to as them, they actually fundamentally change what you're doing. And I mean, that video's been great. It's had, I think, 30,000 views now, and considering it wasn't last night, it's the night before, that's more than normal. So a lot of emails and questions about pitch correction and auto-tune, which is great. And a lot of people in the comments section trying to, I suppose, come up with examples or comparisons as to, what it might be like for them. And I remember actually earlier today, there's a guy that said that he doesn't have the dexterity to be able to physically write, but he has, written, but, created books and poems. And he said, does that mean that I'm cheating? He's obviously speaking about himself. And I said, no, it's more like you're writing a poem or writing a book, and then you're putting it into a computer program, and you're getting back a poem that isn't what you put into it, and you're getting back a book that might be about a different subject. So you're getting something different back. It's not about your creativity that you can, create in your head, all of these different ideas that you've got. That's the thing, that when you're singing with the voice that you have, and you're trying to be as accurate as possible, but then it's going into software, and then it's basically spitting out something that wasn't there to begin with as a new file. I mean, that's literally what it is digitally nowadays. It just gives you a new audio file of all of the notes now being hit, and that vocal now being changed to something else that it wasn't before. So anyway, lots of people asking for comparisons or things that they compare it to, but I think a lot of people still can't seem to get their head around it, that it's literally changing fundamentally what has been sung. I think people might think that some of the original notes are still in there afterwards, but they're not. But hopefully, I mean, this is the thing, it's very difficult to explain something like pitch correction and auto-tune. But, I mean, fingers crossed, hopefully that video is relatively straightforward, or probably, I'm hoping, easier to follow than other videos that are trying to explain it, because it is quite a complicated thing. But that's why I do show Logic Pro 10 up on screen, so we get that visual example and you can see exactly what is going on. So yes, by the way, tonight's likes goal, we have a new record for Tuesday nights, 380. So this is again a crazy target. It's going to be a new record if we hit it. Fingers crossed that we can. Don't know if we will, but 380 is what we're going to be looking to try and hit before the end of the live stream. I mean, at some point we've got to hit a ceiling, but fingers crossed, we will see. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be massively appreciated if you could do that in order to get us closer to that goal, because if we do hit the goal, then we have a pick roulette next week. And when we have a pick roulette, you guys watching now can get your name on next week's pick roulette wheel if we hit the target. So if you can spike the likes as I say it, that would be great. Let's see where we are with our likeometer. And we are at 215 so far. made a bit of an inroad into that 165. Is that how many we're looking for? It might be. Again, my brain's just thrown out that number, so hopefully it was right. Maybe it wasn't, but yeah, basically we're looking for lots of thumbs up. So yeah, that would be good. I mean, it really does help the channel to grow, for these live streams to get out there, as I always say. But let me also mention about, I was going to plug the mug, and I'm still going to plug the mug, but the mug that I have within reach is the black and white mug. Technically, this is more of a Saturday night live stream mug, because the other one does say Tuesday live stream on it, but you can get your hands on a Wings of Pegasus mug. Let's see how they get on. If you've got a tray underneath this video, then you can click on any item that'll take you through to the spring.com store, and there's a link in that description below as well. If you don't have a tray underneath this video, just go to the link in the description. There's also the merchandise over at wingsofpegasus.com/merch, I believe, where you can get your guitar picks and necklaces and all that kind of stuff that Carla sorts out over there. So, talking about the donations that you don't have to send in, but thank you very much for the donations that happen during the live streams. I mean, they do make a huge difference, but as I say, just having your company is great. And maybe, hitting the thumbs up, leaving a comment, maybe even subscribing if you want to as well. That would be great. So I saw that we had another donation that came through, but we did have one before in the super chat window from Paul for $2. So thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, spike the likes, all y'all. Have fun tonight. OSK. So that's Orlando's sidekick. Thank you for that, Paul. And it was Marianne who donated $4.99 just a second ago. So thank you for that. And it's a person, looks like sitting on a cloud or waving from a cloud saying hiya. So, hello. Thank you for that donation, Marianne. And, I can see that Lisa's about to go through the live chat room saying, turn the purple haze on. And, I mean, a nice kind of reference there to Jimi Hendrix. Let's pop that on. There we go. Now, I always forget to do something. Tonight it was the lights, but now we are back. We've got Purple Haze going on in the background. So, thank you for that. And Bonnie said, Phil, turn on the purple lights, ! So that is those done. So now we are perfectly set up for the rest of the live stream. All the lights are going, everything's fine. Let's just jump into the PayPal window, because there's a donation from Roseanne that came through on Monday at 40 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. So thank you for that, Roseanne. And yes, that £5 donation was accompanied by a question, and it was, hi Phil, I was wondering if you had any thoughts on why Sir Cliff Richard never became a big star here in the USA. He remains unknown by many here. Was it the way he was promoted or not promoted by his agent? Thanks for your insights. So thank you for that, Roseanne. And because this definitely was before my time, I think maybe my parents would be able to tell you, because, they were of that time of, knowing Cliff Richard. And I mean, from what I've read, as I understand it, certainly here in the UK, Cliff Richard, when he first started out, I mean, he made no secret of the fact that he was hugely influenced by Elvis Presley. And when he first started out, he combed his hair in that particular way, and very much had the same kind of on-stage, not persona, but the kind of entertainment and the showmanship that Elvis would bring to his live performances. Cliff very much took that on and was, hugely influenced, like I said. So I don't know whether it was a case of, the promotion, but then again, I don't think, and I don't remember ever reading that Cliff was massively promoted over in the USA. I don't think he was, put up on, billboards and all that kind of stuff. They probably tried to make a bit of an inroad into the USA, but I think maybe the similarities with Elvis, it just wouldn't have worked as well. But certainly, I mean, he's huge. Was huge, is huge. Everybody knows Cliff Richard here in the UK. So maybe, yeah, it was just that. And I mean, the good thing about Cliff Richard is that, yeah, he started out very much influenced by Elvis, but he very much has his own voice, his own style, and doesn't sing like Elvis. And this is why I think then as his career progressed, obviously he moved away from that kind of Elvis type show and became just Cliff Richard, kind of in his own right, rather than wanting to be somebody else. And I mean, he had such a unique sound to his voice as well when he was younger and throughout his music. So I think he very much found his fan base in the UK, and I think he was fine with that. I mean, obviously every musician would love to be really popular over in the USA as well as the UK, but I don't think it was something that, you know, he really, really wanted to crack the USA and, you know, tried for years and years and years. I know that Sir Cliff very much values all of his fans, I mean, across the world, but especially here in the UK. And yeah, he's very happy with the following that he gets here. And people are very happy to follow him because he's not only a great singer, but he has the down-to-earth personality. And this is why the whole scandal that we had in the UK, which was absolutely outrageous, where they stormed Sir Cliff's home, and this was, I think, the BBC that did it, and the helicopters were already there when the police were storming his house, and Sir Cliff wasn't actually in at the time. So they're going into his house, raiding his house, obviously, trying to find something incriminating, but of course they didn't find anything because it was all made up. All of these accusations that they thought might be credible weren't, and of course the police didn't do their job of finding out actually if some things were credible or not. It just turned out that they weren't. So on the news, they actually had the helicopters ready. The TV company had the helicopters ready before the police even went in, so they got a live shot of them storming into Sir Cliff's house. So it was obviously something that was planned by the TV company with the police, because we can get this exclusive that we're going to find this evidence on Cliff Richard and all of these things that he's done that are illegal and outrageous. But then they realised, he hasn't done anything. But of course, he had to go to court and he was accused of lots of things and then had to try and clear his name and all of that. So yeah, unfortunately, this is the kind of thing that happens in this country, that you're guilty until proven innocent. It's the wrong way round, but that's it, that you can get something on the news making accusations about somebody who's famous in the public eye, but there's been no court case that has found them guilty of anything. And unfortunately, that really did affect Sir Cliff for a very long time, because not only what people might have thought of him, thinking that allegations might be true when they weren't, but just his career and him as a person having to go through that kind of mental torment and having to hide away from the cameras that are now outside his house, trying to take pictures of him. So, unfortunately, he's had a really tough time here in the UK. So, not a great way to repay him or thank him for his career in music. When I say career, I mean, we're talking about such a successful and such a long career, So, not the nicest thing to have gone through. So I think a lot of people have, especially in the UK, a lot of people who know about all of this have, a lot of sympathy for Sir Cliff and what he had to go through. But anyway, thank you for that, Roseanne. So long, kind of got sidetracked there, but a long answer to that question. I think maybe the similarities with Elvis in the first place might have caused a problem, but I don't have the answer to it. I'm just speculating. So thank you for that. Right, let's move into the next one, because Nicole donated £10 and 8 pence. Thank you for that. And that was at 8:48 this morning. And the message was, "Hello, Phil. I think you have good week. Super fitness. I hope the best in your life at the gates of spring. Kiss and rock." So thank you for that. And this is the thing, yeah, unfortunately it feels like we're going back into winter. So hopefully things will warm up soon, but hopefully sooner rather than later. Right, and Steve has donated £5, and this came in at 19 minutes past 3 this afternoon. Thank you for this, Steve. And the message was, Steve Stevens recently posted about getting a ring modulator. He referenced Jeff Beck as one of his reasons. What does a ring modulator do? Have you ever used one? So thank you for that, Steve. And this is probably something that we need to get Steve on the channel to talk about. Steve Stevens, as you guys will know, he's been on the channel and he's very much into his guitar setups and effects. And I mean, the ring modulator isn't something that I've actually ever got into, that I've ever used. And I think that probably goes for most effects. Like I don't tend to have a really big setup. When I played live, I mean, the only thing that I would have live on the floor would be, I'd have my clean tone, but I'd have maybe an alternative version of that clean tone with a little bit of chorus on it. So, yeah, as for a ring modulator or just a modulator, phaser, flanger, which I sometimes subconsciously call flanger, back from my band days, when it's almost like an insult from the fill tunes. Even though I don't say them in that, it's like calling somebody a flanger, because the effect calls it a flanger. And I think I said it in the last video, and somebody said it's a flanger. I said, oh, I know. And they said, you said flanger. I said, oh, no, not again. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, phaser, flanger, ring modulators, I mean, chorus, pedals. The other thing is that I don't really use pedals. And when I say that, what I mean is that the amplifier that I have, my HD 150, and that's line 6 Spider 3, that has its own effects stored in the head of the amp. So it means that it's got kind of lights flashing on there, and you can have, reverb, delay. I think, actually, I do have flanger, phaser. I don't think we have anything else. But anyway, on that amp, I would have a clean tone, a little bit of chorus, and then I'd have my heavy tone. So that's just distortion. And I'd have a cleaner distorted sound. So one of those would be for lead guitar, and one of those would be for kind of chunky rhythm playing. So yeah, in terms of getting into, effects, I know that a lot of guitarists do get into that, but I just tended to make my lead guitar sound just the same tone that I've got, just a bit of distortion, but just a bit heavier, and add delay. So delay, I think, is just my go-to effect. But yeah, I think ring modulator, you're modulating the signal of the guitar. So, I mean, yeah, this isn't my area at all. But I think what's happening is that you're getting another signal that is being created alongside your signal that's coming from your guitar. So you're effectively getting a different sound, like a different sound wave, or a different wave of sound. And this is why, yeah, a ring modulator, if you can, it kind of sounds like it's going around like a ring, but you're getting another signal added to the signal. And I mean, there's something, it's got to be really complicated, that it's got to be like the opposite of the signal that you're supplying, and filling in the amount of signal that isn't there, and maybe being cross-phased. I'm not sure, but it's going to be something, yeah, that I have to look up on the internet. But to my knowledge, it's going to be the creation of another signal with your guitar that now produces, something that's going to counteract. You're now getting lots of other signals that are kicking off because you've got two signals kind of hitting each other, and you're getting resultant frequencies from those two signals that are almost random. So this is it. That's the kind of sound that you're going to get. But like I said, I don't really know a lot about it. I haven't even used one. I'm just going on what I imagine it to be, being called a ring modulator. So anyway, thank you for that, Steve. Something that I can look into a little bit later on. But yeah, not something that I've actually used. But thank you for that donation. And Tammy has donated £15 as well. Thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is: Hi Phil, how do professional guitar players know when they have found their perfect guitar and to choose to play that one instrument exclusively? What do they look for in that special guitar? So thank you for that, Tammy. And I mean, obviously this is all subjective as to what you look for in a guitar. And generally, I mean, there might be a guitar that somebody has found that really suits, the size of their hands, and not only the way that, the frets and the neck is put together, the type of wood that might be used. For example, you might find that playing over a rosewood neck or a maple neck, that one of those you prefer because you find that you can slide over one better, or you might prefer not to have a guitar that's as slidey and have a bit of resistance when you move up and down the fretboard. It's all according to or dependent on the amount of pressure you apply when you play. And of course, that is different from one person to the next. But other things about just the neck of the guitar, the amount of wood you have behind the neck, so that if you've got smaller hands, and shorter arms and forearms, then you're going to have to struggle more. If the neck is thicker, it means there's more space you've got to get your hand around, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle for you to get your hand around there because you've got small hands and smaller fingers. But if you do have smaller hands and smaller fingers, then you'll want to have a bit of cutaway behind the neck, i.e. less wood to get in the way, so that you don't have to actually go around it as much. So there's less that's going to be stopping your thumb from getting closer to the back of the guitar, therefore your fingers can get further around the guitar to play. So I mean, these are all physiological really, and this is why it's so subjective, that you can find a really cheap guitar that is just great to play and it just suits your physiology. So there are some players who will have a particular guitar that they really like and it just suits the way that they play, and then they will just keep that guitar for their whole career. What you do find sometimes is that somebody has their favourite style of guitar, and if they become very well known, then they'll have a signature model of that particular guitar, and at that point they can start to tweak what they want from their guitar, but in their own signature model. So for example, say that I really like Fender Strats, and say that I was offered a signature model by Fender, I wish, but say that I was offered a signature model and they say, right, what do you want to do with this? Then I would tell them what I wanted from a Fender Strat that isn't already there. And I would probably have a humbucker put in there for a more aggressive lead sound, because that's something that I did customize my Fender Strat in order to have a dual blade pickup on there, to have a heavier sound when I went off into my solos, because I kind of play hard rock, melodic hard rock, all that kind of stuff. So I need a bit of attitude from that bridge pickup. That's kind of where I placed it. So that's probably why I'd have it on a signature model. So you can start to address things that, you might love the guitar, you love the sound of the guitar, but there's something about the guitar that you think, oh, it'd be great if you could maybe shave off a little bit from the back of the guitar, because I do have smaller hands, make it a little bit more playable and give me the option of that tone that I might want for something that's going to be a little bit more aggressive than the stock pickups that would come with it. So anyway, that is generally what happens. People that become very well known, they get a signature model and make it exactly how they like to have it. But you get other players who just have a particular guitar and it just sticks with them for their whole career. It's just something that it actually becomes like a living, breathing instrument that you can actually see the history of this particular guitar and how long it's been around. And sometimes, you know, it might have to go through various stages of repair, especially if it is really old. But yeah, sometimes it's the kind of thing that a player will just have all the time with them, because it's just part of them. It's almost part of their soul now because they've played it for so long. But yeah, you get a lot of guitarists like that. But anyway, thank you for that, Tammy. And moving on, I can see there's another donation that has come in from Karen for £3.98. So thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, hi Phil, with St. Patrick's Day coming up soon, would you consider analysing an Irish live performance? I hope it would bring you Irish smiles, because you bring us many of them, that is smiles. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And I mean, generally, I don't really kind of make videos for particular days because, you know, yeah, with Valentine's Day and all that kind of stuff, people say, oh, can you do, you know, a love song analysis or something like that? So I don't really tend to follow the calendar and do that kind of thing. I just work my way through the requests and, yeah, just do it one by one, really. And St. Patrick's Day isn't really something that I've ever celebrated. I say ever. I'm just thinking, you know, back to when I was a kid. We never did anything for St. Patrick's Day, and it's not something that I would probably even, I don't know when the day is, and I know that it's a lot more prominent over in the USA, and I know because I've seen it on The Fugitive, the movie with Harrison Ford, and they dye a river green or something, and they're having a parade, and yeah, they've all kind of got their green hats on and dressed up as leprechauns and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, they've got their, is it a four-leaf clover? I think that's what it's called, and that is something that Karen's put in her message, or at least I think it's that, but I'm not sure. So yeah, it's not something that has ever been part of my growing up or anything. Obviously, it's something that's very much a part of Ireland, but yeah, not having that kind of background, it means that I think most people here in the UK don't really celebrate St. Patrick's Day. It just depends on probably your heritage, because there will be people, of course, in the UK that are from Ireland and have Irish relatives, and you know, then it'll be a big thing for them and they will celebrate. But yeah, not something that I have done myself. But thank you for that, Karen. And Deborah has donated £10. Thank you for that, Deborah. And the message is, happy Tuesday, Phil and Winger friends. Spike the likes, everyone. Great idea then. Or there from Deborah. So let's have a look into that likeometer. We have 311 likes so far, so if you could hit that thumbs up, it would be fantastic. We are aiming for 380. As crazy as that sounds, we're looking for 68? Is that? I'm not sure. But yeah, I think we're looking for 68 tonight. So if you could hit that thumbs up, if you haven't done that yet, it'd be massively appreciated to get us closer to that goal. We'll see if we can get a bit of a spike of the likes. Thank you for that, Deborah. And David has donated £7.96. Let me get this up on screen so you guys can see it as well. Yes, £7.96. Thank you for that, David. And the message is, hi Phil and Wingers. Just scroll down. Hi Phil and Wingers, Dangerous Dave, Pellerin, Teacherman, 1955. So thank you for that, David. And yes, so David will be in that live chat room somewhere. Hello everyone in that live chat room. We have Julesy going through there, Corey, Justin, I think Lucy went through as well, Neil, Dave, Lillian, Bonnie. Hello guys. And this is the great thing about the live streams. I can see you in that live stream window all the time. So I occasionally kind of look into there. But what I haven't done today is do the questions thing, but I'm not sure. It's 20-1 already here, so I'm not sure whether we're going to have time to do the questions in the chat room, because I did say we're going to watch a Fil-toon. So let me see if I can just quickly get into that PayPal window to say that Karen's donated £10, because we're now up to date over there. So thank you for that, Karen, and that is a straight up donation. And just quickly, Suzanne donated $15 in the super chat window as well. Thank you for that, Suzanne. The message is, my main experience with Cliff Richard was his duet with Olivia Newton-John in Xanadu on the song Suddenly. Love that song. So thank you for that, Suzanne. And David donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, David. And the message is, Phil, do you have a vinyl collection or a CD collection? So, in a word, no, I don't. I used to when I was younger, but I went through a process of getting all of the CDs that I had on then MP3. And, I mean, this took me ages, but I then converted every CD that I had. I put on a Sony mini disc, is what it was called, and it was this kind of tiny invention by Sony that had little discs, and I would record all of the CDs onto all of these little discs so that I could listen to my albums. But unfortunately for Sony, MP3 players came out pretty soon after those, after the mini disc players. So it was something that, you know, I thought was really good. But you did have to, I think, manually set it up on the disc, or at least set it to record, and then it would go through the album, but literally play it on the disc and it would record. So that means that, you know, if you had a 45-minute or 1 hour album, it would take that long, I think. Or maybe it took a bit of a while. It might have loaded them on there, but I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, the thing about MP3 players then came along, and you could literally just plug it into a computer and drag on the file, and it was just as quick as the USB could upload it. So it might take 5 or 10 seconds. So unfortunately, yeah, for Sony, the mini disc thing didn't really take off, but I did have one, and I put all of my songs on my mini discs, and you could get the discs in different colors. So I had them all color coordinated. Anyway, yeah, after that, I just had everything then on an MP3 player. So I've never really had, I mean, my dad's still got his vinyls somewhere, and I know that he bought a turntable relatively recently, because I think his old one kind of broke. So yeah, his vinyl collection is still very much available, or, you know, ready to grab and then put on a new turntable that he got recently. So yeah, if you want to just go back and listen to the originals, then there is that possibility. So yeah, he's got a vast collection. So thank you for that, David. And Karen donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Karen. The message is, Phil, if you remember Davy Boy Smith, I can tell you that I saw him singing along to the famous Irish song Danny Boy. Laugh out loud. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. Just keeping a little bit more on that Irish theme. So thank you for that, Karen. Right, I am going to jump into now, I think, a Fil-toon. Let's have a random one. We'll have a look at Guffest, because we did mention that in the last live stream, and then we didn't have time to have a Fil-toon. So we'll have a little listen and watch of this. I hope you guys enjoy it, and then I'll see you after for the picture, and then the pick roulette, and then we'll stick a Fil-jam at the end of the live stream if we have enough time. By the way, keep voting, because we've got the cover video as well. It's really close, 51% for Parisian Walkways at the moment. So have your vote while this cartoon or Fil-toon is playing, and we'll jump into the cover video after this, and I'll see you in a second. Rock.
Holy gosh, guys, you will not believe what I have just managed to secure.
What are you talking about? Can't you see we're right in the middle of watching Jeremy Kyle?
Well, I have just managed to secure us as the headline act in this year's biggest and only festival in Maidenhead. On Monday evening.
Monday evening? Sounds like a very queer time to have the final big act of the festival. Well, I guess it must be a bank holiday for the crowds to be there.
I think we should not check and just assume that is the case. It would be great to play to a festival crowd. I'm starting to feel nervous already.
Well, I can't believe we are going to be on the main stage. This is so awesome.
Well, it can't hurt to get our music out to a larger audience and to play on a large stage. It will be a great experience for us. Hello there, I wonder if you can help me. My band are due to headline the Guff Fest and we can't find the venue. Do you know where it is? We stupidly thought we would be able to follow the crowds, but we must be in the totally wrong vicinity. Any ideas?
Oh yes, this is Guff Fest. Are you Phil Henley?
Heck. Sorry. Yes, I am Phil. I do apologize, but I seem to have missed where it is being held. Where is the crowd and where is the main stage?
The main stage, or stage 1, is located over in that direction. Stages 2 and 3 are in the opposite direction, with the acoustic stage just in front of the toilets.
Okay, great, thanks. So where do we unload to get to the main stage? Is the space on stage to have our equipment ready while the previous band are playing? And also, how far away is the field and stage, as I can't hear the crowds and I assume it must be a long walk from here?
Note, the main stage is behind you. If you look on the floor, there is some gaffer tape on the floor running diagonally across the corner of the room with main stage written on it.
Ha! For a second there I thought you said there wasn't actually a stage and that it was just a floor divided into 2 sections depicted by gaffer tape.
That is exactly what I said.
Oh, I seem to have been misled by the use of the term festival. This is in fact just a room with gaffer tape on the floor in 3 corners of the room depicting stages 1, 2 and 3. It also seems to get to the toilets you have to walk directly through the acoustic stage while the person is performing, not to mention of course the unique aroma that is being generated from behind the stage.
This is the way we set it up every year and it's always worked very well.
How many people do you get on average a year coming to this pub? Sorry, festival.
We tend not to count in numbers as I find them misleading. I hate figures.
Great. Well, I shall take that answer as attendance is minimal. Well, we have 10 friends and family coming down at least, thank ruddy heck.
Do they realize it is £6 to get in on the door?
Holy guff. Are you yanking my crank? How can you justify that entry fee? That means you will be making at least £60 from us alone. And that is before any beverage purchase being taken into account. How much are we getting paid for this gig? Sorry. Festival.
We don't pay the bands, not even petrol money, because we are totally out of order.
Well, to be fair, that seems to be common practice these days.
Yes, and also the bands that we book to play are not checked beforehand, so they could be the worst band we've ever heard.
Well, again, at least you are following the common guidelines. So shall we set up now while there is nobody around? Haha. That was a joke.
Okay. Also, we might ask you to turn yourselves down somehow, as some people prefer to watch the television, which we leave on during performances.
Fantastic. Well, do we at least get any free drinks or food? We will be here for 6 hours in total after all.
We will allow you free tap water all evening.
That's absolutely fantastic. For some reason water is something I feel like I need to stay alive. So having it from a tap for free seems like a great offer. Thank you so much.
Think nothing of it.
Oh, I will. Right, I had better get back to the van and tell the guys the good news about the extortionate ticket price, not getting paid, no stage, and no crowd. Thank you for this opportunity and this great festival. Before I leave, I must inform you this has now become the worst day of my life. Bye.
One last thing, while we were talking I could see your car was getting a parking ticket.
That's brilliant. Bye.
and there we have it. That was a Fil-toon, or a real life story as I call them, a story from my life, from my musical past. So yes, all of the Fil-toons actually did happen, believe it or not. So, right. Moving on, we're going to be looking at, the cover video. Let's jump into that, because at the moment, and I think this is going to be close, it's Parisian Walkways, maybe. I can see that it's got 51% of the vote, and it's about to go through. Yes, Parisian Walkways has 51% of the vote. So we're going to be jumping into that cover video. Before we do, let's have a look at the picture for tonight, and we just have one of these. And this has come in from Selena. So thank you for sending this one in, Selena. And you can see that she is modelling her Wings of Pegasus glow-in-the-dark tumbler. So, if you want to upload, I did say earlier, but if you've just joined the live stream, if you want to upload your pictures of yourself with any merchandise, whether it be a tumbler, t-shirt, hoodie, cap, you name it, then you can upload it to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook if you are a Facebook user. So you can join in with that particular page, and then I will get linked to it, and Laura sorts me out with the pictures from there, and then we can get you on the live stream. But thank you for that, Selena, for uploading it and for getting your hands on the custom-made Wings of Pegasus tumbler that have been put together by Carla. And these were just kind of special glow-in-the-dark tumblers, so they're not on the spring.com store. These were just made, and we've had so far just 2 runs of these. So there was a batch that then sold out, and then we did a second batch, and those sold out as well. So yes, Selena, thank you for uploading that. Right, let's get back to the main screen, and we're going to be jumping into Parisian Walkways. I almost forgot which one was the winner, but this is my version of Parisian Walkways. I hope you guys enjoy it, and then we're going to be having the pick roulette after that. So I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
Looking back at the photographs, those summer days spent outside corner cafes. Ooh, I could write you paragraphs about my old Parisian days.
And there we have it. That was my version of Parisian Walkways. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And thank you for voting that song, my cover of, as the cover for tonight's live stream. Right, we will be jumping into now the pick roulette. So everyone strap yourselves in, and if somebody wants to be the top tip for tonight, let me know in the live chat room, because just before we do start the pick roulette, I'm going to mention that Sheila donated £5.57 over in the PayPal window. So thank you for that, Sheila, and that was a straight up donation. Right, so let's jump into the pick roulette for tonight. And I mean, good luck everybody. I'll pick a top tip in a second, and I'll see you in a second too. Rock. So here we have the pick roulette wheel, and we're going to go with Julesy, who says me. Right, Julesy's going to be the top tip for tonight. Julesy with a, well, obviously with the J, but Julesy with a Z, or Z as we say here in England. Yeah, it's a lot more abrupt here in the UK. A Z rather than a Z. So Julesy is the top tip for tonight. If this is your first pick roulette, you'll see we have a darker segment here, which is for the t-shirts. If we land on one of those, then we have a t-shirt roulette. But if we land on somebody's name, we're going to be giving away the signed Wings of Pegasus pick in the middle. And never fear, if we land on the t-shirt, we still spin until we get a name from this wheel. So good luck everybody. Let's spin and see who's going to win. Okay, I always say double your chances of winning by tuning in on a Saturday and a Tuesday, because we live stream on every Tuesday and Saturday, but we have a pick roulette on every live stream that we do hit the likes goal for the previous week. By the way, we're looking for 21 more people in the chase for that likes goal, but we are slowing down on the wheels. So Julesy, so close yet so far. Oh, well, it looks like we are within 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 if it's going to be Linda, and it's going to be Buckeye Clay Fan. Or Bucky Clay Fan. I'm not sure. For some reason, I remember this username as being a username that I've had problems with recently. I'm going to call it a Bucky Clay Fan, or Buckeye Clay Fan. Anyway, congratulations to you. If you can let yourself be known in that live chat room to Carla, and just tag Carla right at Carla Murray, and yeah, she'll be able to find things. And yeah, Carla's having a very busy time at the moment, so it might be the case that she'll pick that up in the future, but do not worry, it's all going to be taken care of in the future. So yes, Buckeye Clay Fan, congratulations to you. You are the winner of the signed Wings of Pegasus pick tonight. So let's now get that off the screen and come back to me, which is all fine and all working. Right, we are really looking for as many thumbs ups as we can get in that live chat room, because we're looking for, again, we're aiming for a new record for a Tuesday night. 380 is the highest the goal has ever been set to. So it means we're really going to have to maybe call people from other websites and try and get them onto YouTube, get them onto the live stream, just get them in the live chat room to hit that thumbs up to give us a spike of the likes, because we're looking for a spike to the tune of 21 at the moment. So 21 more people. And like I said, there was always going to be a ceiling that we hit. Is it going to be tonight that we don't quite reach the pick roulette likes goal? I am not sure. Well, we've had a few likes there, so thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up and getting a few more likes. It means we're now looking for 17 more people to get involved in order to get up to that pick roulette likes goal. So Yes, we will have to see. Normally when we do the Fil-jam, I mean, it's 2 minutes past 1 here in the morning, so we've still got maybe, what, 14 minutes, something like that. Normally when we do the Fil-jam, it's giving you guys a chance to type, I agree, but we don't do that yet because we haven't reached the Pick Roulette likes goal. Maybe I can leave this, if we are going to have a Fil-jam, which I can do. If you guys want to have a Fil-jam, I can just do it anyway. And just leave it up to you guys to try and round up every single person, every single like that we can get, and see if we can hit that target in the next kind of few minutes, maybe 5 minutes. I don't know how long the backing track is going to be for the Fil-jam, but I will keep an eye on the screen over here. I do tend to kind of look over here as well to make sure everything's still loading over there, but I will have a look over to the right hand side to see how many likes we need. So it looks like we're needing 12 at the moment, so we are really close. 12 more people. So what I will do is get things set up for the Fil-jam, which is going to be over here, and okay, right, yes, I have Joe's message here. And oh, what have we had so far? We've had the Chuck Berry type track. Not even sure what that was. I think it was labeled as Chuck Berry or something on the list. So channel your best Chuck Berry for this one. So right, that one's been used. The first one from the prog rock list, the blues backing track. Oh, I didn't make a note of which one that was. Let's have a look at the blues, because I don't want to play along to a backing track that we've already done. Oh, it was the was it the Mississippi one? I think it was the Mississippi one. So let me put blues backing track, first one, in brackets so that we don't do it again. I think let's have a look at a hard rock one. I mean, we did a jazz one last time, so I think we've earned the right to have a hard rock one. And I mean, the third one says very 80s, so let's click on that, because as you guys know,
so basically
let me shut up that advert, and thankfully it's only a 5-second one. I was going to say, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of the 80s, so we'll stop that, turn that up again. Right, so we're looking for 5 more people in that live chat room to hit that thumbs up. But anyway, this is coming from Nick Neblo, or Nick Neblo, depending on how you pronounce it, and it's Neblo on YouTube. This is going to be an energy hard rock metal guitar backing track, A minor. Okay, so we're going to be having a little play along to this and see what happens. Last time we had the Fil-jam. Oh yeah, I moved my seat up higher, so I'll do that again. But last time we had quite a clean tone, which was probably relevant for the jazz backing track. So yeah, I don't think we're going to have that again tonight. No, we are not. Tonight is the right guitar, the right sound. Hopefully, I'm thinking. The other thing that I have sometimes is these things that hang down from my hoodie. They've got these little things that I've tucked in because when I was playing earlier, just messing around, and it was muting my strings when I was leaning over it. I've got an emergency. Actually, my first ever guitar, I've actually got, downstairs, and it kind of travels around the house wherever I am. But I just put it on the stand and put it in the corner. But yeah, for any kind of emergency practice, if I do get a spare kind of a minute or two, I'll grab the guitar. But yeah, I had this thing hanging down from my hoodie, and I was picking, and I was wondering, why isn't it sounding very clear? And then I looked down and realised, oh, actually, there's a string on the string, muting it. Anyway, well, it seems like all that talking did the job, because we're at 382 likes. So we've hit the target, a new record. Thank you guys for making that possible. And now we can open the entries for next week's Pick Roulette, because we have hit the target. So if you want to type in that live chat room to get your name on next week's Pick Roulette, we'll type I agree. I tell you what, I'll type this in because I normally do an example. Carla Murray, I agree. Oh, agree. Make sure I can type it properly. Enter. Right, so you'll be able to see going through the live chat room pretty soon. Wings of Pegasus at Carla Murray. I agree. So that's what you need to do to get your name on next week's Pick Roulette wheel. But, okay, let's jump into this. Again, levels. Who knows what's going to be going on. Hopefully you can hear it. Let me know in the live chat room if you can hear it. Let's have a listen and let's get into it. Oh, forgot the chair. Oh, it's gone down. I'll push back a bit so you can see it more clearly. Oh. Hopefully you can hear everything. It's a little bit kind of loud, the backing track. I can't hear what I'm playing too well. Difficult one to get the balance. Such a little bit more of a breakdown in this part, kind of a bit cleaner. I can't really hear what's going on. We're back. My finger got stuck on a fret. I don't know how long this goes on for. Oh, if I was 3 minutes. A bit more of a breakdown. Waiting for it to end. Oh, it's going to end there. Oh, it's not ending! Yes! Oh. I'm just going to let the track finish, hopefully. And there it was! Okay, it's just going to fade out. And there we have it. I thought that was going to finish about, what, a minute and a half before it actually did. So I was kind of keeping a run going for ages, waiting for the finish, and it didn't happen. And I had something stuck on my fret. It's this, why is this a little bit, for some reason, it's a little bit kind of sticky on this fret. I'm going to have to clean my fret afterwards. But anyway, I tried to keep going over it and it wouldn't have it. So therefore, I avoided that fret for the rest of the solo. Anyway, yes, thank you guys for tuning in tonight and hitting that thumbs up, of course, because we are going to have a Peak Roulette next week, next Tuesday, which is going to be great to have another Peak Roulette, considering the fact that we were aiming for 380, a new record total or target for the Tuesday night live streams. So thank you guys for tuning in, hitting the thumbs up, also just watching the channel in general and commenting and subscribing, hitting that notification bell, all of that cool stuff. It is much appreciated. Right, we are going to be calling things to a close now, so there'll be another video coming your way tomorrow night. And then we're going to be live streaming. Well, we have another video on Friday as well, normally. And then we're going to be live streaming again on Saturday. So I hopefully will see you guys then. If you can make it on Saturday to another live stream, that would be great. And hopefully you guys have all managed to type I agree and tagged Carla in your post so that you can get your name on next week's Pick Roulette wheel. But have a fantastic rest of the week. As I always say, try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live in. And I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!